Good evening and welcome. I'd like to talk about Tony Blair. Now, not many of you know, but I gave up my BBC licence back in March 2020, and the reason for that was I wrote to the BBC with some research pertaining to virus interference. And they wrote back to me and said, you've written to the wrong department. Not that they'd forwarded it on to anyone, so I just said, well, that's okay. We no longer have a BBC licence. If you're going to be a knob on my watch, I'll go a different direction. You'd be familiar with Tony Blair and the fact that he needs to be brought before a war tribunal for his actions as then, not my, but then elected PM. He has been behind the track and trace and knowing where you are, who you're with, what you're doing, transactions, all the rest of it for a number of years now. And this is what is being pushed, because unless you are awake, and I mean that, unless you are awake, you will not be seeing really what's going on, because it's not going to be advertised through or mentioned through what we call mainstream media. And my invite for you is to start voting, not only with where you put your feet, your eyes, your ears, but certainly where you put your money. So if any organisation does not accept cash, then I suggest you go somewhere else, because this is all going down the CBDC, the central banking digital currency front. It will fail, I am pretty clear on that. However, we get to play our part in where and how this goes. Well, I've already said he's a war criminal. So the fact is that you and I are very empowered in where we make these choices. A part of me is almost like sick and tired of listening to mainstream media and seeing the docility, and I mean that in the serious. Docility means willing to obey, yeah? That people are making these choices to choose organisations that want to know where you are, how much you're spending, track and trace. That is all about Tony Blair. That's about what. Think about it. How come 14 years after this guy was elected as Prime Minister was he then given a knighthood? Because he's following the Royals' programme related to eugenics and control. Again, if you don't believe anything that I'm telling you because I wear a tinfoil hat, do your own due diligence and you will find some truth in what I'm sharing. Tony Blair is a parasite, and that gentleman needs to be brought before a war tribunal. Only then will I start listening to mainstream medias. As always, don't take life too seriously. Vote where you put your money, your feet, and choose love. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.